Hello, welcome to Coaching with Tally. I'm going to talk to you today about 3 keys to cultivating a life of more joy. I'll start by telling you a story that Brené Brown tells of a man who really intentionally spent his life trying to not be too emotional one direction or another. Like he just wanted to be like real steady in the middle because he believed it was the safest path to not having too much pain. So he wouldn't, get into a lot of negative, but he also would not let himself get into too much joy. He kind of just wanted to be real steady midline because he believed that it would keep him from feeling too much loss if he lost anything that he enjoyed. And when his wife died, he had obviously incredible pain and loss and grief. And one of the things that he shared is that he regretted so deeply not leaning into more joy in all of those moments that he kind of held back. Because he said it didn't actually protect me from anything. I thought it would keep me from feeling too much loss if I ever lost her or, a lot of the things in his life. And he realized that it doesn't protect you from anything. It just robbed him of really experiencing deep joy in the moments that he could have. And so I want to be a voice to say, I think that is true for a lot of us. A lot of us are afraid of loss, and so we hold back. We hold back on joy. It's almost like a fear of if we climb too high, it's too far to fall. And it's subconscious. A lot of us, that's a really subconscious fear, but it holds us back from joy. Joy is actually a very risky emotion in some ways. While we know that we want to have more joy, sometimes we hold back because we don't want to lose it. So I want to be a voice that says permission to really experience a deeply joy-filled life. So I'm going to talk about 3 things. So one is just based on that story, choosing it. The second one is realizing that there's not a destination that you're trying to get to, that it's the moments that you're in. And I'm going to tell you a story of how I came to experience that and realize that for the first time. And then I want to talk to you about intentional gratitude and how linked that is to joy. So we're going to talk about those 3 things. My name is Tally. I'm a life and personal development coach, and I work with leaders to create lives of profound impact in the world that are centered in joy. This is a huge passion of mine, a huge part of what I do, getting leaders aligned to who they most truly are, living from this place of joy and because of that, having an incredible impact in the world. So I want to tell you a story for me of when I first started learning this whole experience of it's not the destination, it's the joy in the journey. I was standing in front of my bed, suitcase opened, folding things, packing to leave the next morning for New Orleans. I was going to go on a road trip with a girlfriend and with my 3-year-old. And we were going to have a girl trip. And from where I live in Columbus, Ohio to New Orleans, it's a 12-hour drive. And so I was like, oh, how's this going to go with a 3-year-old? We'll see. And, kind of in my mind, I was like, let's just get there so we can enjoy it. And I had this very profound, it was subtle, but very profound, what felt like an invitation whispered to my heart. And I knew that it was God speaking to me. And it sounded like this. The invitation was, it's not about getting there. It's about enjoying the journey to get there. And it felt like an invitation into what would it be like if I wasn't driving to get to New Orleans, but if I just let us enjoy the trip to get there. And I shared it with my girlfriend, and she was like, I'm all in. Let's just enjoy it and not care about how long it takes us. Who cares if it takes us 2 days? We'll figure it out. We'll just roll with it. So we were both like, okay, a huge shift. One from how fast can we get to New Orleans so we can enjoy our vacation to oh, the trip starts right now. The trip starts now. And so much fun is going to be had on this journey. And to this day, I love road trips because of this. I love being in the moment and being present. And so we did. We just, whatever sounded awesome to us, we just did. We see a state park off to the side of the road and be like, oh, let's stop. We'd get out and go for a hike and enjoy that, or a farm stand on the side of the road, and we'd stop and get fresh fruit and just enjoy, peach juice running down our arms and just, soaking up the moments There was a beautiful sunset at one point. We just stopped and got out. And at one point we were going over the bridge and there's a sunset off to the one side and this gorgeous moonrise, one of those big orange full moons rising. And it was just like, surrounded by all of this beauty, and got out and took pictures and enjoyed it. I know on the way home, the stars were just so beautiful one night because we were out in the country and there weren't any city lights. And we just pulled off the freeway or the highway and we were on a dirt road and just turned up the music and got out and danced under the stars, and just so many beautiful moments that I treasure to this day because of that invitation to enjoy the journey. And that has become an unfolding metaphor for me, really, of enjoying my life, being present to the moments, not trying to get somewhere. And I'm a life coach. I work with leaders to create vision and goals, and all of that I think is super significant and important, but I hold it in the context of this, like not driving towards something, but like being in the moments that you find yourself in. And so I think there's a real beautiful tension in having both of those things happening simultaneously. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about is gratitude, intentional gratitude. So one of the things Brené Brown talks about, and she's a researcher who does thousands of interviews, and she said she has not interviewed one person yet that has a deeply fulfilling, joy-filled life that doesn't have an intentional practice of gratitude in their life. And it's different for different people. For some people, it's, a gratitude journal that they keep. Other people, they have a practice of gratitude when they come together as a family before they eat. Everybody goes around and says something that they're grateful for. Other people have an alarm on their phone, like maybe it's at 12:34. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what I'm grateful for. And they have like an alarm that goes off, and they just intentionally focus in on some things that they're grateful for in that moment. Or part of an evening routine where you write something down every night next to your bed before you go to bed, things that you just reflect on your day about and feel really grateful for. So however you work it into your life, having intentional gratitude is so significant. And I just want to say, like, this is something I am deeply passionate about, bringing more joy into the lives of leaders who are really made and meant to have a profound impact in the world. Like, this has become so significant for me that I have an entire retreat that I do every year in Italy, which we are going to do this year, by the way, even though everything is going on as things are opening up and there are incredible deals on Italy flights. We're going to go to Italy in September. I'll put a link below this. If you want to check it out, you can. But joy in the journey is such a profound message that I really want to see people leaning into and experiencing, because I think it's the thing that makes for an incredibly fulfilling life. And I'm committed to bringing leaders into that place of incredible fulfillment in their life. So the 3 things to leave with today are choosing joy. It's something that really is, first and foremost, a choice. So choosing joy, choosing not to be in fear of losing joy, but just choosing to go all in and experience a joy-filled life. Realizing that there is no destination. Like, we're not driving toward anything where the joy is going to be found. There's no like pot of gold at the end where you're going to find joy. So it's being present to those moments that you find yourself in to experience the joy, by engaging your senses, by just letting yourself deeply enjoy the moments that you're in. And then the third thing, gratitude. So intentionally practicing gratitude. And I encourage you right now, as you're watching this video, just to pick one of those things that I mentioned, or maybe it's a practice that you've done in the past that you know works. But what is a way that you can intentionally place gratitude in your life daily? Daily intentional gratitude. Pick one thing and lean into it and see if it doesn't create more joy in your journey.